Coronation Street is back in #1. In January was the first time since I started doing these rankings in October that Coronation Street wasn't at #1. And that's because January was a very boring month for this British soap opera. But in February, Corrie bounced back and I thought gave us some good storylines. I don't know if that is a universal agreement, but I was back on the Coronation Street train in February. Let's break down some of those storylines that helped put Coronation Street back #1 in my rankings. We'll get to the big one second because there's some tie-ins on some of these. So we're going to start with Abby, who was back on the scene, who's been pregnant after having an affair while a one-night stand with Imran. And unfortunately, Abby's been struggling to keep on to this information. She broke down and told Sally. However, Kevin eventually overheard Abby and Sally talking about something that might break Kevin's heart. So Kevin confronted Abby about it, and Abby had to break it down to Kevin that she had a one-night stand a few months back. Although she lied about the date, and she lied about who it was with. She said it was with her ex, even though it was really with Imran. Kevin did not take a liking to this, and it seems like Kevin wants to end that relationship. But this is another part of this story that goes back to last spring on Coronation Street to once again show their ability to continue to build upon their storylines, build upon their character development, and I think Coronation Street continues to just do a good job at that. Now, the other big story was Daniel catching Max trashing his flat, and Daniel, in a bit of a fit of rage and frustration with Max, ended up pushing him down the stairs, which of course kind of hurt Max. And Daniel, however, lied about that, said he didn't do it. Now, this story was important because it connected to other stories down the line, once again showing Coronation Street's ability to tell tales and interweave stories. So Amy ended up being revealed that she's dating the drug dealer Jacob. And they and their friends, like Asha, went to a school dance. And afterwards, they ended up going to clubs with fake IDs. And Amy ends up getting drugged at the club. And of course, Jacob is, of course, the first suspect. But Jacob is the one that ended up saving Amy's life, because he put her in the recovery position because he realized that they should do that. So, of course, it comes out that Max is the one that spiked the drink because he was trying to spike Daniel's drink because he wants a bit revenge on Daniel, and he has reason to want revenge on Daniel, kinda. I mean, Max is the kid acting out at school a lot. But Daniel did push him down the stairs in a fit of frustration and then lied about it to make Max look like the liar because, of course, Daniel's the teacher. So I just think they did a whole good job weaving this story throughout all of these different characters. With Amy dating a drug dealer, she's the one that gets drugged, and then it's actually Max who's trying to get revenge on Daniel. It was good writing for everyone involved, and Max ended up admitting this to Daniel, that he's the one that spiked the drink because he wanted to drug Daniel himself. So it's been a good story. There was even a part of the story where Shayna had to stop David from going to the police after Max admitted it to his parents about what happened. And Daniel didn't go to the police either because they are kind of even. So I like, once again, Coronation Street showing characters having motivations and reasoning for the things they're doing and continuing this character-driven storytelling. Now, the next storyline is probably a bit controversial because it kind of has to dumb down some of the characters involved, unfortunately. And that is Lydia, who's been stalking Adam and obsessed with getting revenge on Adam because they dated for a short time in university. And her motivations are kind of weak, I'm not going to lie. I don't know if this is Coronation Street trying to have their own version of Mina from Emmerdale. I hope not, because anybody that's watched my Emmerdale videos knows that Mina was too much of a cartoon for me. But Lydia doesn't seem like a cartoon. She seems more grounded, which is why the story kind of works for me. I'm not going to lie. I have enjoyed this story, other than the fact that Sarah looks kind of dumb, which we'll get to. So, Lydia's been saying to Sarah that she has been dating a married man and she feels so bad about it, and he doesn't want to leave his wife, and yada yada yada. Lydia's gone into great planning to pull this all off. She's been setting it up to make it look like once it's revealed that it looks like Adam has been cheating on Sarah with her, that Adam is the married man that has been doing this. And eventually that did come out when Sarah found some things on Adam's credit card that were not something she knew that he bought, and they were lingerie, and she put it together because earlier in the month Lydia had lingerie from the married man. So, yeah, it comes out, and Sarah, this is the part of the story that is kind of bad, is the fact that Sarah just believes Lydia rather than Adam, who's clearly going to say that it's not a thing and he's not having this affair with Lydia, because he's not, so he's not lying. But I do feel like the fact that Sarah just automatically believes Lydia, even though Lydia set this all up well, kind of weakens the story. But overall, I've still enjoyed it. We'll see where it goes from here. I don't want it to be stressed out too long, though. I think stretching out the story too long is not going to be good for the show overall in my rankings. But we'll see. They can make it entertaining. So yeah, those were the main storylines. We even got some good comedy from Stu and Tracy, and the wine switch and all of that. Stu wanting to get petty for Tracy being her usual bitchy self. I thought that was funny. We got a little bit more of Callie and dive into her character, because her character is always wanting to run away from things and just run away from home, and Gary and Maria have been trying to help her. Overall, I like it. I think Coronation Street bounced back. They gave us character-driven storytelling. They interweaved some stories. They made it mostly entertaining. It was not boring like January. So, Coronation Street back at number 1 in my rankings, kind of where it belongs, because it just continues to show that out of all of these 11 soap operas in my rankings, Coronation Street just has the strongest writing. So yes, if Coronation Street has another boring month like January, will a more exciting soap opera like Shortland Street jump to number 1? It's possible. But in months like this, where the writing is strong, another soap opera is going to have to really bring the heat to pass up Coronation Street. And none of them did it this month, because Coronation Street's storytelling was the best of the bunch.